Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Spare Bedroom Challenge Recap Show. Long name, these episodes are long, anyways, alright? So every week we get together in the spare bedroom. This week I'm here by myself. Dane is at home. Eric is missing in action. But we do have our lovely social media coordinator, Nikki, here. We get together, we talk about everyone's favorite guilty pleasure show, MTV's The Challenge. But before we get into the episode, Dane, how about you give them a quick recap?
This week, there's one person who needs their red skull, and it is Big T or Gold Skull or whatever skull they need to run TJ's final. And there's a little drama in before that, but then we get to 24 minutes of people jumping out of airplanes. Big T's terrified again, but she does it. Proves herself, but does it even matter in the end? Not really. Little drama at the end with an old dog fighting a new dog that leads nowhere as well. Somebody who always falls short ends up falling short. Who would have predicted that? All in this week's challenge.
Who would have thunk it? So, we get going. Great recap. Way better the second time, Dane.
Hey, look at what 2 takes get you.
Look at what 2 takes get you. So we get into the episode. Honestly, Corey talks, no one cares. Big T appreciates the gesture from CT. We could talk about that a little later, I think, for their relationship. But let's start with, we got Kyle. We got Anissa. They're pretty sure they're going in. And Kyle's telling Anissa, like, I'm going to vote for you, essentially. Which I thought was pretty hilarious. So why don't we have a discussion around Kyle and Anissa as teammates? Nikki, your thoughts on those two together?
It's just like oil and water. It's basically those two. Kyle instantly knew as soon as he got her that it was just like, okay, well, I'm going to do whatever I can to not have you as my teammate anymore. So I just think they lack in chemistry and everything else. And you just knew as a team that wasn't going to last very long together.
No, you're not wrong. Dane, thoughts on Kyle and Anissa?
Yeah, Kyle's never really cared to be nice to anybody or hold back and not hurting somebody's feelings. He's an honest bloke. He's an honest British bloke. And yeah, nobody wants to be paired with Anissa. As this episode proves. Spoiler.
It does prove that. Let's talk about a couple of moments then. Let's talk about CT training Big T for the Hall Brawl. I thought that was cute, right? I did think it was a fucking hilarious way to motivate her when he said, you know the way you hit, that's why I left you. That's a very funny dig line. But right
he
away,
was faking. He wouldn't have gotten knocked over.
No, he definitely did not get bowled over. He was boosting her confidence. But they're back together. So, honestly, that whole part's boring. Fessy thinks CT is overrated, and he's talking about it. Dane, thoughts on Fessy's... Who is he talking to there?
I don't even know. I thought it was just Nani. Yeah, I thought it was more Nani talking about how Fessy's a shitty partner.
Fessy had like a whole sit down with Kyle, and then Kyle was like, he's won like recently, like he has a reputation for a reason. But I wrote down a quote. It's like someone just needs to.
Maybe I was grabbing my coffee at this time or something. It might have been a split second.
Because Fessy was like basically like someone needs to tell him you're not top dog anymore. He's like, Fessy was like, remember at the start when we found out you could steal partners, and CT was like, oh, everyone's gonna try to steal me, and then no one's trying to steal CT. They're all trying to steal Fessy.
I don't know. Fessy's a bitch. He's like our number one bitch of the week. So, I mean, anything of him talking big was, yeah, you're wearing a tutu, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back off.
He also said he's stronger, faster, and just as good at puzzles as CT. So he's talking some shit. Nikki, who would you take? I guess we can talk about that.
He's definitely faster.
He's definitely faster. Who would you take in a fist fight?
With CT and Fessy?
Yeah.
CT for sure. For sure. Like 100%. He just has that inner, like, he would turn red, like, wouldn't even know what's going on and would, like, go full attack mode. That's CT.
Yeah, I agree. Dane, your thoughts?
CT's. I feel like Fessy hasn't even been in fights. He's maybe wrestled some guys in a shower after football practice, but
He had a hard life
uh,
in high school. You know?
he's whipped a couple
Yeah, no
asses
one
with
would
some
talk to him.
towels. But nah,
Man, he was a shy
CT's
kid.
CT turned a man into a backpack. Okay.
He did. He did. That is still my favorite challenge scene of all time. I think Nani said it best. Well, she was like, I don't really like Fessy's energy, but she says it. I don't remember when she says it, but she basically says like, "Yo, like CT." He's like CT. She's like CT and Fessy are two different people. She's like Fessy is the guy who hires a hitman,
Yeah,
and CT is the guy who will go murder someone with his bare hands himself. And I think
100%.
she did a pretty good job of describing that. So let's get into 24 minutes of people jumping out of planes. Nikki, do you want to explain it?
Yeah, so it was Mission Spydive. And so they had a puzzle key. It can only be seen from above. So then since Kyle and Anisha won the last episode, they got to pick the order of what it went to. So it was Anisha and Kyle versus Leroy and Casey. They were the first ones to go. Basically, go on a plane, go in the air. They all have to skydive out. There's a puzzle piece at the bottom. They have to remember it. When they land, then they have to run a half a mile. And until both the partners are there, the only time they can start the puzzle.
Perfect. All right. So our first pairings, they throw in. So since Anissa and Kyle were the winners the week before, they got to pick the order. I didn't really understand why they put themselves with Leroy and Casey, but no. They are going to go ahead and jump out first. Leroy is a scared little boy, but he does it like a man. Kyle is a scared little boy, and he screams like a bitch the entire way down. And then he proceeds to watch Anissa walk half a mile, and they don't even get to their puzzle. Not even close. Dane, your thoughts on the jumping out of the planes and on Anissa's run?
I at least got some laughs out of Big T in the beginning of her fear and everybody just making fun of her. But then when it came down to the challenge, it was just supposed to be like us excited that these people were falling out of a plane or something. Because, again, I didn't need to see them running half a mile. I didn't need to see them solve a puzzle in 5 seconds, which all of them did. So they got to step these challenges up, or I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, your thoughts on it, Nikki?
Honestly, maybe this makes me a terrible person, but is it bad that while I was watching, I was like, what if one parachute just doesn't open? What if that happens?
I was really hoping for there's one season where they did this before a challenge, and I think it's Bananas. Or no, it's Jordan. And they come in and he's just they come in so hot and he just hits the ground super hard and it's hard gravel. And I was just hoping that I was please let another Jordan moment happen.
Bro, and that was a final. That's Jordan for the final.
That was hilarious.
And Nikki,
just
it wasn't
hit hard.
Soft. It wasn't soft. It was
grass.
It wasn't grass. It was boulders and it was not good. Yeah. It was not a good landing.
Yeah, you can snap your legs instantly if you don't land correctly.
Well, I'm pretty sure he didn't finish that final, if I remember correctly. Dane, did he finish that final?
He definitely didn't win. I think he was fucking wounded as fuck.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
So let's talk about Big T conquering her fears and then CT just tearing into her anyways. So Big T is absolutely the most scared person I have ever seen do anything. She's got the full tears going on. My notes are Big T is terrified, and then Big T is pooping her pants. And then I said it's super funny that the editor kept cutting to Big T watching other people jump out of the plane.
Yeah.
and then the way they had set it up is Anissa had put Big T right next to the door, which is an extra level of hilarious. So she got to watch herself rise and rise and rise. And then she just says, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God for a while. Jumps out of the plane, and then she'd be chilling for a bit. She was actually okay.
I thought Fessy wasn't going to jump, and I thought it was going to be a big thing where he doesn't jump and Big T does. But Big T, she's She's one of those people who's scared, but when she needs to, she'll do it.
Yeah. No, she really stepped it up. She really stepped it up by jumping out of that plane, and really did not step it up by forgetting to run half a mile.
Yep.
So CT is very upset. He shows her. He makes a point to come to the puzzle. Look, solved it in like a second. Look, all you had to do was get here.
TJ's like, somebody already won. He's like, yeah, but look, I could do it. I could memorize 9 colors.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, what an easy fucking puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupidly easy puzzle. And then you hit the ground, and you can still see it. Like,
that's what I thought too. I thought there'd be like a barrier or something that they couldn't see.
Just
but...
on the ground.
Like,
you can just walk by it.
Cool.
I'm right. I got it. What did you guys think of CT just absolutely berating Big T?
I think it's good, personally, just because like it is true. I'm like, you're pretty much at the end, and you're gonna lollygag, like, run. You know, CT is good at puzzle. Like that's something he's good at. Like I don't know. To me, I'm like, I think it was good that he. I don't know. I think it's good that he did that. I'm very happy for her that she conquered her fear and jumped out of the plane. I thought that was dope, but I felt she could have still followed through.
So I disagree with you. I do think sometimes it's good when he encourages her with tough love, but motherfucker CT, you were dead ass last of all those dudes running. What are you talking about? You are not getting to the puzzle before those other 2 teams anyways. So it's not Big T's fault. Like, you were dead ass last running against those guys. It was a 9-color puzzle. Like, it wasn't Big T's fault you lost. It was both of you, because you both can't fucking run. And then you're like, look, I can solve 9-color puzzles. CT looked stupid in that moment. And I think he acknowledged that right after. Dane, your thoughts?
Yeah.
He did, yeah. He quickly acknowledged it right after and was like, yeah, good for you. This is more about her. CT's just that big. He needs 5 seconds to actually think about things. And by that 5 seconds, he has already fucked up once. And then those other 4 seconds are like, oh shit, I fucked up. How do I dig myself out?
How do I backtrack? How do I backtrack out of this?
He's a brute.
And then so it comes down to the final 2 pairings are Casey and Leroy Boring, Cam and Corey. Cam's won quite a few. Kind of a predictable who.
Cam annoyed the fuck out of me this thing. And she's like,
really?
Come on, Leroy! Go, babe! Go, babe! Come on! And then it's like, she's like, hey, do you think you can hear me? And Corey's like, yeah, maybe yell some more. He's like, all right, go, babe! Go, babe! Do you see me, babe? Babe!
Well, whatever. Leroy also said, oh, that's my babe. I can smell her. When she was like 48,000 feet in the air. So, yeah, they're disgusting. But, hey, guess who won again? Leroy and Casey win their 4th challenge. It's the Leroy and Casey
It's looking
show.
pretty good for them.
All I put is boring. Do either of you have any doubts that they are the favorites to win this thing?
As long as it's not a big swimming thing. Or I don't know how well they are at eating. Actually, I think Leroy's pretty good at eating shit. And Casey, I can see eating shit. I feel that's like their only weaknesses, maybe. Otherwise, no, they're winning this thing.
Yeah, I'm sure Casey's mucked a few bad bins before.
But again, I don't think they're going to be teammates in the final. I think it's going to be like a solo run final, or they're switching teammates during each leg of the race, or something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. It'd be funny if Leroy and Cam got paired up and lost it for each other. I'd laugh pretty fucking hard.
Brutal.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Yeah, no, I definitely see them, like, again, they just play really, really well together. Like, literally the whole entire time that they've been a team has been fantastic. So, yeah, going off what Dane said, as long as it's not a swimming one, then I definitely think that they could take this all the way to the end. Unless they switch last minute.
I think so, too. Okay, so, they win again, and this means Kyle and Anissa are fucked. Pretty much guaranteed that the house vote is going to be Big T at this point. So let's just skip.
But it's time to get to the 80s party. But before we do that...
let's just skip the 80s party.
Yeah.
Before we do that, we're going to run a long ad and resume scene. So let's dive into the 80s party here. They
Is
all
there a
dress
purpose
up.
for it?
Nope. It just,
Sure.
I
Just
don't know.
again.
There was no Halloween party this year, I guess. So they had a costume party. What did everyone think of the... I thought everyone did great, except what was up with Fessy?
Yeah.
He's an introvert. He just doesn't get things, guys.
Just doesn't understand.
Get it.
But yeah,
There's some good ones.
There was some good ones. I thought Anissa did a good job. I thought Big T
Amber
did a
B
good
did
job.
good.
Hey?
Amber B was really good.
Yeah. Well, Amber B looked...
Casey was pretty
smoking
good.
hot.
Man.
Yeah, Casey's was good. Corey's was good. Honestly, the worst was Fessy. Second worst might have been Cam. Cam was like, eh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of CT's. Just a
He was
suit
the only
that
one
didn't
who
fit him and fucking a dumb wig.
Yeah, the wig didn't make... But I think he needed the wig because he needed some neon for that blacklight bubble dog. But wearing the suit jacket is classic.
Yeah, but it didn't fit him at all.
Well, that's because he's just a fucking yoked
He was
beast.
he was a fat guy in a tiny coat.
He doesn't look fat to me anymore, honestly.
Fat guy in a tiny coat.
So, we're at the 80s party. They try and make shit look dope. Of course, it's not dope. It's just the same friend. It's honestly like if we shot montages, Dane, of our small friend group, like just drinking around the couch. Like,
You
it
just
would
need
be
those
the-
crazy
yeah,
camera fucking right in their faces.
Yeah. Just like
Be
rolling
perfect.
pigs in slow motion and shit. Like,
I'll be Corey dancing by myself again. Just
yeah, just go.
It's fun. That's all you need.
So yeah, it was brutal, but at least we got some yelling. No punchy punch, but some yelling. Fessy tells CT he's coming for the crown. What did you guys think? Let's start with Dane. What do you think of the whole interaction?
I love at the end it was Fessy was like, I just tried to start off by saying by giving him a compliment. I was like, where in any of that was there a compliment? I was
I was
like,
a little bit.
and maybe they edited that out, but the way we seen it was just like, hey, I'm coming for you, dog. Like, all right, I
I
guess.
think the compliment in Fessy's brain was, "I'm coming for the crown." It means you're king,
I see. I get it.
but it's not a compliment. Like it's
No.
Backhanded compliment, really.
Especially
Yeah,
when he's like,
it's-
I'm faster than you, I'm better than you, I'm
Yeah.
stronger than you.
yeah, I'll fuck your ex-wife. Like, he's like, It's like,
but
I'm the only one who made out with anyone in this fucking bubble. I'm Fessy.
it was
Fessy-
funny to see. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing CT in his old ways, ready to throw down. At least cause some drama. But
Yeah,
again,
man.
it was, all of this, the entire party, the entire 80s party, was 6 minutes compared to the 24 minutes of people falling out of planes.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
testament to this season.
And Fessy was acting like he's like, oh, you just get all crazy. Like, I'm chilling. I'm just chilling. I'm like, you can't do the Devin shit now that Devin's gone. Like that, Fessy, you're not good at Devin shit. Like, I already watched you freak the fuck out this season. And look at Devin's butthole. Like, we've already watched that happen. Nikki, your thoughts on this CT and Fessy nonsense?
I mean, yeah, I like the fact that, yeah, there was some drama, so that was exciting. One of the most exciting things in the episode, so that was great. But I laughed pretty hard when Fessy then, like, goes behind the girls. And just like, oh, why are you getting so mad? Like, trying to, like, what are you, like, if you're gonna fight him, then fight him then. So, that's my thought.
Yeah.
All in all, it was funny, though.
Yeah, CT just kept yelling, I'm still here. Because he's still the king and he's still there. But then in the confessionals, he's like, you know, it hurts.
You know,
It
I
hurts.
keep saying I'm old and washed up, and you know, it kind of takes much out of you. You know,
Just what Dane said, it's like he needs a few minutes to think. So when he's like, after he's watched the season, he's like, it kind of bothered me. It hurt. It hurt a lot.
Have you guys seen the movie Chef?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so it reminds me of when he's freaking out about the chocolate lava cake, and he's like, "It hurts." He's like, "Well, you're right. It hurts.
You're right.
Yes.
It hurts." Okay, so nothing happens with that. So now we go to deliberation, where CT and Kyle unnecessarily shit on fucking Anissa. I thought, especially right after CT's like, "It hurts saying you can't do things."
And again, he's like, "Well, I'm not saying it." And she's like, "Well, you just said it."
Yeah,
you
he's like, "No, that's what
nobody
he
else
was
said
saying."
Not your
anything."
mouth.
Yeah, like no what?
Big T wants to go in. Anissa wants them to vote for Nani. Thinks she might have the numbers, but Kyle basically shits down Anissa's throat. What did you guys think of that? I do feel bad for Anissa. Like, I like shitting on her as much as the next guy, but I'm not doing it to her face. We're doing it on camera.
I don't know. At some point, you maybe do have to be like, Anissa, this isn't the one for, like, this isn't the TV show for you. You know, like.
Yeah,
Maybe,
I totally agree. I just
Yeah.
feel like as much as I felt bad for her, like don't get me wrong, I can only imagine being on a show as long as she has, and this seems to be, from what I know and what I've heard and what I've read, a very big trend. But also too, I'm like, I was just kind of frustrated because if you really wanted it, when they did the challenge, like you would have ran, you would have given it your all. And I think that's what bothers me, is that this entire season, when it became to physical challenges, you know, like it's hard. It's hard to feel bad when it's like you did this to yourself to a degree, you know?
Well, besides Casey, she has won the most challenges, so I don't know.
Again, she's been in the most seasons though. Like those numbers.
No.
She's been in the most challenges.
I mean, this season, besides Casey, for the challenges, Anissa has been in that room the second most.
With Fessy.
No, one was with Kyle.
Still.
And
like,
and the
Casey's been in there 4 times.
Hold on, but let's be real. The first one, or no, the second one with Fessy, where they had those tubes, and that's what they did. Like that's nothing. That's a garbage challenge.
Yeah, they got given the first two.
Prove. Yeah, so I'm like, I don't really think that one counts as one, to be honest. And again, when it comes to puzzles and other things, she's good. But I found when it comes to the physical
she made her
stuff,
speech.
and honestly,
like,
to me, I think the challenge.
Yeah.
Sorry, go.
No.
So basically, like the challenge to me is like you have to have that whole package. Like it's important to have a strong game, which she definitely does when it comes to like the people and who she surrounds herself with. When it comes to puzzles and things like that, she's good. But I feel like you need to have some of that physical going for you. Like she's more of a Survivor person, I feel. She'd do great on Survivor.
But hold on.
Big Brother. Hold on. Go on, Big Brother.
I think we're getting away from what my point was. And my point is, do I think she is physically fit enough to win a final? No. I'm saying she shouldn't be shit on to her face nonstop all the time. Because no one else is shit on their face like all the time.
Josh is.
Yeah, I was about to say Josh is pretty shit on.
Yeah, Josh also has like really tight friends, and it's like Nani's friends who shit on her. Nikki, one thing I'm gonna say, Nikki, being physically unable to run that thing and not trying to run it is different. Like, I don't think she's not giving effort. I think she needs to fucking run in the off season if she wants to ever be in a final. And
no matter what, like you are right, Ryan. Like I definitely think it's like they shouldn't. Yeah, like shit talk her that much into her face. Like that's what I mean. Like I felt bad for that. But again, you've been on this show for so long. You know what you need to do. And again, I'm like, if that means, during the off season, go run every day, do what you need to do, because it's like, that's how you push yourself and that's how you win. So that's how I feel. Like I do feel bad for her, but I hope when she comes back, hopefully things are a little bit different that way.
I agree. I hope she takes up running, but I'm saying CT has had a dad bod for like 4 straight seasons, hadn't been able to run for like shit.
But
and like
he's
no one
won.
steps.
Anissa has never
and he's the
won
king.
once.
Yeah.
That's where mine, like, she made her speech. She's like, I did the first hall brawl. I did the first pull thing. It's like, yeah, but again, you've never won a challenge. So you don't get to talk shit. You don't get to talk shit like CT and all these people who do keep coming back. Again,
No,
when
but
CT
she
was
doesn't
getting in
talk
his
shit.
argument, he was like, to Fessy, he's like, I won 2 years ago. Like, I won in the last 5 years. I won twice.
It was funny when he was like, Fessy was like, who was in that one? He's like, Tori, like he was just started, Tori Jordan, like it was 2 years ago. Like,
Yeah, like he's
it
like,
was the one before
is it
you.
really the same competition that you're facing now? It's like, yes, it's the same competition every year. Of course, yes.
Yes. The only people who weren't there was like you and Casey. Maybe. Like that might be it.
But it's like, no. For the past 10 years, it's been the same goddamn people.
Yeah. No. But Anissa's shit on. We know she's going down. And then it is time for the challenge. And Nikki, you want to give us an explanation?
So I think this was their third time doing it, the fire escape one.
Mm-hmm.
So
lazy.
Like,
they're in Iceland. They only bring like 4 eliminations each time. They box them up in a crate and they bring them out each time.
They have permits, like they have to go through stuff, you know. The whole thing. It's understandable. So yeah, it's another fire escape. Woo! To me also, why would you play that again after Leroy completely dominated it? Every person you have after that is garbage.
Because there's more fire now.
It's longer and there's more fire.
Fuck. Anissa was gonna roast like a pig up there.
Bro, go through it, Nikki. We'll talk about that.
So who gets voted in is the House vote is Big T and CT, which again for the deliberation we already knew that was going to happen. And then of course Anisha and Kyle go down again.
Anisha.
Anisha. Sorry. Did I say Anisha?
Yeah, always. Like all episode.
For all season.
Like all season.
You tell me now?
Yes.
So
but honestly, I shouldn't have told you and let you do. I should have let you do the in memoriam. Nah. I should have let it happen.
Yeah, that you should. You could have waited.
Yeah, I couldn't wait anymore. It was so many times this episode.
Well, thanks guys for waiting till the 13th episode.
I've known it forever, and I just have been laughing, so I just let it happen.
My mispronunciations of names. Anyways, she and Big T go down, and let's just say it. Big T wins. She dominates. It's a boring elimination. Again, camera crew, keep killing it. What you do with your little cuts and lets and everything. And then it turns out that Anisha goes home. Big T stays, and she ends up choosing CT still. It's pretty crazy. And now it's Kyle and Amber B.
So let's talk about the challenge itself. Me as Anissa being the last fantasy person I had, saw the challenge as she was walking in. I was like, well, goodbye, Kook. You are done fantasy. You will finish right ahead of Chris Stanchel. Because this, I was like, honestly, if it is anything, I think she could have beat Big T at literally any other challenge that we've seen this season.
Yeah.
Except for maybe like that Tinkerbell ring one, but like other than that, she would win every single one of those. Mm-hmm. And then I saw that, and I'm like, dude, the girl's legs are 3 times the size of her upper body. And as soon as I saw she wasn't going to be able to use those, I was like, yeah, fucked. Like, you're so fucked. It was embarrassing. Like, I don't even know how you could allow that as the MTV producers who are trying to... I
skipped ahead. I couldn't watch it. It was too sad.
Yeah, like, as the producers who are trying to make the show entertaining, and you know who's probably going... I don't think that should have been the female elimination, period.
Hey, these are the people who made a guy with one arm go in a tug of war.
That's true.
Twice.
That's true.
Twice.
Yeah.
All about that content.
And he won it. And he won one of them.
Exactly.
There you go.
Or what he did the ring one too. Jordan did the ring one too,
Yeah,
right?
but
He
that's
only
where he
hooked
got
one
beat.
arm in it. Yeah. That's so funny. But yeah, so it was. What did you think of Anissa's performance?
Again, I was like, this is just going to be sad. I'm going to have to skip. Just kind of did the mouse clicks a little bit ahead. I was like, is there going to be anything? And then I was like, no, she hasn't even moved once from her position. And she looks like she's just a lamb literally hanging there for slaughter. Like, good thing, yeah, like they weren't actually having a race fire because she would be on fire.
Oh, good.
Nikki, your thoughts?
Good for Big T,
Again,
though.
like I do agree with you there, Kook, where yeah, if it would have been 100% like a puzzle challenge, or the one that she did was against Ashley where they're like whipping the ball and like
Yeah,
breaking the
or a fucking hall brawl, or a tug of war, or like everything.
a hall brawl would have been like, I wish that's what it would have been, to be completely honest, because I would have just loved to see like those two. Like she would it would be crazy. But
Yeah.
so I do agree there. It's unfortunate that as soon as she walked in there, like she knew, and you can even tell like the team as well, like we're trying to be encouraging, but you can hear it in their voices where it was like, fuck. Like that just it sucks.
Yeah.
It's just really
It's sad. It's a shitty way to end episode 16. It's like, oh, how do you make that the elimination? But whatever, they did it. That was the elimination. They couldn't have done any of the other ones. All right, but so Big T though. Shout out to Big T. She was like a little freaking frog out there. The way she was fucking hopping around.
Big smile on her face.
Yeah, she did a really good job of being able to get her feet close to her hands and then extend her feet out. Honestly, like that's what it was. Like I think at a point Anissa didn't understand what she was trying to do anymore because she was so defeated because she wasn't even trying to get her hands and feet closer together, which it was sad to watch. But shout out to Big T. But so yes, how you mentioned though, it's time to pick new partners. Kyle tells Big T to fuck the game up, fuck the alliances up. He makes a pretty good point. He's like, you stick with your partner. It's we're down here again. Like we're down here again next week because Kyle is convinced that they're not going to the final yet, which I think everyone watching the show knows, and I think Leroy and Casey and all them fucking know it's not finals time. You got too many teams left. There's 6 teams left, right?
5
now.
10 skulls, 10 gold skulls.
So yeah, one more team is going home before the final, and Big T has a decision to make, but she sticks with CT. She's gonna ride or die this thing with CT out there. Thoughts, Dane, on CT or Big T sticking with CT?
Big T's she would never switch partners with whoever her partner was. She's just not the person to break anything up or do that. Yeah. So I knew that wasn't going to happen. This late in the game, too. Fuck it. And who was she going to take? Kyle? Leroy?
She was going to take, Bessie.
I mean, I'm sure CT actually wanted, of course CT wanted them to switch so that he could, then be paired with, like, Casey or somebody.
Yeah.
But, no, they're together, so fuck them. But again, I don't think partners mean anything. I've been saying this the entire season. I don't think partners mean anything.
And we're going to find out soon. There's only a couple episodes left. Nikki, your thoughts on Big T's decision?
Yeah, again, like kind of going off what Dane said, it's like it was just a comfort thing. She's somebody where it's like she went back to him. Like, why at this point would she just switch it up? I know she was saying, like, oh, I'd pick Bessie, which at the same time, too, thank God she didn't. Because I'd be like, you're leaving one for the other, literally. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me. So, for the time being in their relationship that they've really had the whole season, I guess in general, like, it is a smart move just to stay on her part. Is it going to work out for her? Who knows? See you in the next few episodes.
Who knows?
We'll see. Tune in next week to find out. All right, so that brings us to the end of the show, and we have some awards to give out. Boss of the week, Nikki, we'll start with you. Who was the boss of the week?
I'm going to give this one to Big T for facing her fears and jumping out of the plane.
And winning in an elimination.
I think that, and winning elimination too. She definitely showed that she's someone to look out for. So I'm excited to see what she has left, I guess.
Bro, if there's a lot of swimming, she's a beast too in swimming. Dane, your boss of the week.
Let it go around. It's Big T. Who else would it be? She was a champ.
It's Big T. Big T by far was the boss of the week, wins her first ever elimination, and jumps out of a plane while crying and dying inside. Congrats, boss of the week. So let's move on to the bitch of the week. I'll start it off. Fessy. Fessy is a huge bitch. I hate his face. I hate everything about him. If he was around me, I'd say, you see that guy? I bet you he's a piece of shit. Just by looking at him. And he is. Surprise, surprise. Let's go. Nikki, bitch of the week.
Yeah, mine's Fessy too. Stop trying to be Devin. You're not Devin. No one can be Devin.
You're not Devin.
Oh, so you're only Devin. Just stop it. Stop trying to be Devin. So yeah, Fessy all the way. He's a little bitch for sure.
Dane, any thoughts?
I hope Gabby watches this season and is like, what was I thinking? That guy? Fuck that guy. Because he's a little bitch.
Oh, is he ever? Dane, same vote?
Yeah.
Nice. He was our last week's too, wasn't he?
He's every week's when Lolo's gone.
So that puts him in a tie with Lolo Jones with a couple episodes left to go for the ultimate bitch of the season. 4 times each. Guys, we're on episode 16. They each won 4 times. That's bad. That's bad. Then Dane. The other bitches: Joseph, Josh, Amber M, Teresa again. CT.
Okay, I don't actually need to know this.
Well, we're done now. That's it. that's all of them. Dane,
okay, give it one more time
week.
then, actually.
This again? Is this a thing you want? Because I'll just do it again. The bitches by week. Week 1, it was Joseph. Go ahead. Who's the lull of the week?
Lull of the week. Did anything make me laugh this week? Did anything make me laugh this week? You know what? The editing team who, when Anissa was landing gracefully with her bottom like an angel, and they shot that little beam of light on there when she was landing. That's the only thing that I can think of. I know it's not going to win.
I am going to go with... Man, there wasn't a ton. Honestly, for me, it was CT saying, it hurts. It hurts. That whole thing was so funny to me, and I don't know why. But I honestly just put it with Chef, and all I see is CT with the chocolate lava cake going, it hurts! Squishing it now. I don't know why. That's what I'm going with. That's how I laugh the most.
That's amazing. Yeah, my lull of the week was Anisha as well when she said, so it said, I land like a sweet baby angel and need to wait for Cal's screaming ass to come down. And just that sequence, the light coming in, and then you look and Cal's like screaming in the background, like all over. That was that was good. It was a good laugh for me.
That was funny. Okay, but so Anissa landing is our lull of the week. You know it's a bad episode when we talked shit on 24 minutes of people jumping out of planes, and our funniest moment was when one of them landed. So let's hop into fantasy and see how fucked I am. In 6th place, still never moving from there because his whole team's gone now, is Chris with Gabby's Sweet Strange, 598 points. In 5th, my team, Josh's Salty Tears, 883 points. I lose Anissa. I have to hope that... Nah, I'm fucked. I'm pure fucked now. What I'll say about my team, Tori Deal, you let me down. Natalie Anderson, you let me down. Those were my first 2 picks. And...
Who took out Tori again?
Anissa.
Oh yeah.
Anissa did,
Nice.
and Natalie was taken out by God. So
same with her. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So that was the end of my season, honestly. When those two went out in the same week, and then Nelson went out the next week. Anissa, shout out to you for your 389 points of my 883.
You crammed too many seasons too quick. You didn't get time to actually think and know these people.
Yeah, I don't know. I still love.
You put
Tori.
too much thought into it.
I would still pick Tori in the first two rounds. Number 4 then is Brock with 888 points, passes me by 5 points. He still has Big T and Corey alive.
Yeah. Can they win though? Are any of those two gonna win? Nah.
Maybe Corey.
Nah.
Yeah, Corey has a chance.
Corey has a chance because he'll defer to Cam on puzzles. But so let's get to the main event. The top 3 now. So that was 888. In third place, someone has 1,103 points. Nikki, any guess to who it is?
Me.
Nikki's Angels with 1,103 points. Thank you for not guessing it wasn't you for once, because I've set you up to guess yourself so many times, and you never do. Oh. And it's always you.
What if it would have been the opposite this time? What if I would have said yes? You would have been like, no.
Well, it'll be funny when that happens, if it happens. So Nikki's Angels still have 3 people. They got Cam, Amber, and Nani, all going strong. All have a chance to make the final. It'll depend. Nani, maybe not.
I think one of those bottom 2 are getting cut. I think Nani and Amber are going to have to go on an elimination before the final.
I think so, too. So this week, since you guys are at the top... Ooh, it says there's only one more episode of this. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, no, there's 2. Okay, good. The most points this week... By the way, shout out to you, Big T, for getting 60 points this week. Being the number 1 in the entire game. So your top point getter this week, Nikki, was... Your team was the bottom 3. It was Nani had 11, Cam had 11, and Amber had 6.
I think I only really saw Cam like cheering for Leroy, like just wee. That's where my points came from. Yeah. I guess.
Nikki,
or when she complained that Fessy didn't run with her, but then you see like every other team and no guy is running with a girl. Like...
No, I thought that was like, he's not running with me. I'm like, run faster then. Like, yeah. I don't know. So you want him to slow down for you? No.
It cuts to Corey in the front, like, come on, Cam. Like, what was the
yeah, your team sucked in fantasy this week, but you got 3 left, and that's a big deal. Do you have any thoughts on your team's performance this week and moving forward?
First off, I just want to say with, like, I guess 2 episodes probably that are going to be left, we'll see. With my blind choices, it being a team event, and I picked all females, I did not think that I would still be at this level, so I am excited. Do I think it's going to be all 3 of them? Probably not. Obviously, my biggest faith is Cam. I definitely can see Cam going all the way. Amber being Nani, it's going to be, I don't know. Like Dane said, it was like they're either both going to go into an elimination together, or I scoot by and that doesn't happen, but I've got a few more episodes to find out. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. In second place, Dane, any predictions?
What happened this week? Probably me.
Dane is in second with 1139, so you're up by you're 36 points ahead. And Nikki, this week you only have Fessy and Casey left, 2 strong players. Casey scored you 33. Fessy scored you 26, which was enough to put them both in the top 6, which isn't that impressive, I guess. There's like 10 people. But, yeah. But thoughts on your fantasy team?
I don't know if they can do it anymore. I'm losing the confidence. Fessy was my number 1 pick, and it was like, wish that wasn't a thing. wish that wasn't a pole I died on or hill I died on, however that saying goes. I think Casey can win it, though, for the women. So as long as the other girls aren't like, hey, Casey's probably going to win this, so let's all team up against her and, like, sabotage her, I think she's got a shot.
I think your biggest hope is you got to make sure Leroy, CT, or Kyle do not win.
That's the thing too.
One of those three cannot win at all.
I think Leroy might win. You know, all the build-up's been around him. He has Giannis on his side. You know, things are just working
it's last year. Team Giannis. In first place, that leaves Eric, who is not with us today. He has 1,290 points. He is 151 points up on Dane.
Shit. Yeah, never mind then. It's probably over.
It is going to be, I don't know, winning the whole thing gets an extra 100 points, so it's not over.
Okay, all right.
Boy.
So he had Leroy with 50, CT with 40, and Kyle with 28. So that was 3 of the top 5 scorers this week. Eric, any thoughts? Nope. Okay, then moving on to In Memoriam. Cue the violins. Let's start it off with Nikki.
Anissa, I'm really sorry I called you Anisha this entire time that we talked about you. Unfortunately, we had to get corrected on your last episode, so here we are. Honestly, what I want to say is that I know at the end of the day, she is a challenge alumni. I've just started getting into the show, but obviously I've heard a lot about her. And I will say too, from my comments before, as much as I look small, I'm out of shape right now too. There's no doubt. I would probably I'd be huffing and puffing by the end of that myself. So at the end of the day, honestly, I hope she comes back. Again, lessons learned. And I hope that the next time we see her, she comes back with just a different attitude, changes some things up a bit, and makes it all the way to the end. See you, girl.
Dane, thoughts for Anissa?
Yeah, you may be somebody who paved the way, but sometimes you have to know when to just give up on a dream and die. If fucking Erwin from Attack on Titan has taught us anyway, it's give up on your dreams and die. Sometimes you gotta know when to do that, okay? Maybe she'll do good in All-Stars when it is just a bunch of fucking fourth stringers and fucking nobodies. Then maybe she's got a good social game. Everybody loves her. That's why she keeps coming back. But when you know the end of your game show that you've been on 10 times is climbing a mountain, maybe you'd train a little to climb a mountain. You know?
Yeah.
So I will say, Anissa, you carried my fantasy team through the first half where I had a lead. Carried it, was 389 points. Still puts you in the top 4 in the entire show. So thank you for that. Anissa, you gotta start running if you want to win, and then you can't be sad if you're eliminated if you're not running beforehand. But I do think you deserve some damn respect. You've been on 14 seasons. All right.
That's the thing too. Maybe I just feel she's just I've been on this so long, give it to me, guys. And I'm no, it doesn't work like that. Sorry.
She has 38 daily wins. She has 10 elimination wins. And she's only won $24,000 in history, which is so brutal.
But Anissa, a lot of money per episode.
Anissa, I think you're dope. I don't think I'm sure you will be back the way things are going, but you're about to turn 40. Just do the spin-offs, do the runoffs. I'm going to miss you because of fantasy reasons and because of sanity reasons, but not because of anything else. You get eliminated right at the very end all the time because you are liked just enough to not run a final with. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the final segment of our cute little ditty of a show we got going on here. Predictions for next week. I don't know where last week's are. Someone wrote them down.
I predict we finally go to the final.
Yeah, pretty solid prediction.
Yeah.
Nikki, your prediction?
That Kyle and CT will fight to the death.
Oh, that's a big prediction. This one's for $100, Nikki. No takesy backsies.
I predict Ashley comes back.
Yeah, again, and gets eliminated immediately by Anissa in a house that they didn't tell us about the whole time.
There's been a redemption house online secretly.
House. Yeah. And you can watch the live stream over again.
That's what this All-Star season is. It's been secretly the redemption house.
I predict that going to the finals, the right prediction. I predict that Kyle and Amber B are going home next week.
Double dose? A double doser? I can see that happening.
Yeah, that's my prediction. That team's going home. But yeah, that about wraps it up. That brings us to the end of another edition of this Spare Bedroom Challenge recap show. Until next week, we're finally going to see a final. We're finally not going to see Anissa. Fessy will be a bitch again, I'm sure. All right, so tune in next week. But until then, anyone have anything to plug before we get out of here?
Plug your butt. Bye.
Get the fuck out of our room. Bye.
Got him.